record. This masterclass is recorded. Obviously, I would love you to stay till the end because it's nice to connect live. I always think that's nice. You can always watch the replay if you had to go, of course, no problem. But it's always nice to, I believe that it's quite nice to connect live. I'm not going to really attend many questions throughout the actual masterclass because I'm kind of focusing very much on the content. But do drop some questions in either in the Dropbox in the Zoom box or in the Facebook comments. You can drop some questions, no problem. I will answer them afterwards. So I'll be focusing kind of that. So I'm not ignoring you guys. I suppose you could, if it's really important, you could raise your hand, but I think I'd rather do it all in the end so that I can just focus on really getting the training for you and, share what it is I wanted to share and really help you guys. So yeah, cool. So I'm going to start sharing the screen. I'm being very methodical because last time the slides dropped, all sorts of stuff happened. And here we go. So I'm doing it now. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to move that. So welcome to Unlock Your Soul Work, Impacting Millions. I just want to say the soul work. Why do I say soul work? Well, because I do believe that we all came here to express from a deep level. We came here to share from that space. I don't believe that we came here for just a coincidence and to do some job that we don't like and kind of sort of plod along. I really don't believe that. I believe that we all come here to do something really amazing. So some of you may have already discovered what that is, and some of you may actually don't really exactly know. So this webinar is for people you may already be established entrepreneur online, or you're starting out. So it doesn't really matter, because although I was an entrepreneur for a long time before I really discovered my soul work, really went in deep into my purpose, I was working already, I wasn't a newbie. So yeah, okay. So welcome to today's masterclass. I'm going to try to get it done in about sort of 75 minutes because we don't want to be, dragging off too long. It was taking a lot longer last week. So I'm going to stop talking now. So in today's masterclass, Unlock Your Soul Work, Impacting Millions, you're going to discover the hidden codes within your birth name, not in your birth name, but I'm going to explain how it works through a sacred numerology, which holds the code to your destiny and your soul work. And you're going to learn how to stay on top of your game without burning out. And this is very dear to me and I will explain why, because I'm a high achiever. I was too much masculine. I was working too hard, basically. So I've discovered the other way around is better. Don't work so hard. And then how to monetize your soul work without overwhelm, because a lot of people working in service and transformation don't really know how they're going to get away from the single sessions and maybe even starting out and get a profitable business. It could be quite tricky, and I explain about that in soon as well. So yeah, let's enjoy this. I'm going to talk about navigating the soul map and navigating your life, locate where things are not working, and remove it, change it, basically. So get out of your own way. Get out of your own way. So what if I told you that you could pick out any of your most annoying and destructive energy blocks? And I'm talking here anything from confidence, fulfillment, your money blocks, your purpose blocks. It could be lots of different things. And sometimes they're actually hidden to you. You don't even know what they are. And there's nothing wrong with you. It's just, it could be hidden blocks and you don't know what it is. You know something is there. You're not sure what it is. but it's annoying because it feels like it's stopping you to move forward. And so I'm here to help you to fix that, so that you can come impact millions and get out of your own way. So it's very possible. I'm going to talk a little bit about how to remove them as well. And in today's agenda, so in this amount of time that we have together, my goal is to make a big impact in a few ways. I want to give you some clarity, especially if you are thinking, what is my purpose? You know, what am I really here to do? Yeah, I know I do like to do these things, but what else is there? Is there something that I don't know yet that I need to find out? Confidence. So what I realized, that as soon as you get a bit of clarity on and you feel aligned, you get confident to go and do it, because it feels like, you know, then, right? But it's when you maybe not feel so clear and it's a little bit like you're guessing, it doesn't make you feel confident, because it makes you feel a bit like you're not sure what you're doing. We're not 100% clear. And I'm not saying that we are all 100% clear all the time, but a bit of clarity really helps, right? I'm going to give you some simple steps how to decode, navigate, and monetize your soul business. So I'll talk about rich manifestation queen, and saying goodbye to the healer hustler. And there's a whole topic about the healer hustler, which I'm not really going to go into here, but it's got to do anything from poverty vows that we took in past lives, to giving healing for free because we were looked after by the village, being scared of being seen for being healers and witches, if you like. I mean, I don't mind the word witch, but you know, they had superpowers, and so do we. So that's a whole different webinar. That's a whole different masterclass about that. But basically, bye-bye healer hustler. We don't want to be hustling. We want to really step into our power and into our worth. And basically, because the world needs us, right? So we need to come into this in a big way. So my goal is that the only way for you to attract, this is my goal, so I'm talking to you about this. The only way for you to attract and impact millions of soul clients is through achieving energetic mastery in your own personal energy. And I do this through the Golden Path Deep Immersion. So when I say energetic mastery, well, it's what it is. It's energetic mastery on many levels. So on your consciousness level, on your physical level, on your emotional level, on your spiritual level, because energetic mastery brings mastery in your energy, I suppose. Simple. And you become the most finest and clear instrument for the work that you're going to do. And it's going to impact the people that you're working with in a much better way. And you will feel good, right? We need to look after ourselves doing this work. I had 2 sessions today, and I always have to clear myself and, you know, ground myself afterwards and look after my energy so that I'm really 100% good and intact, so I can do this powerful work. Same for you guys. The only way for you to use the Golden Path Deep Immersion and get soul clients to line up is through the sacred method that I'm going to show you. So I've developed a specific path to use this method that is working very, very well. So there's no confusion, less the confusion, more clarity, more confidence, more impact, more visibility, more money. Why? Well, because we want to unlock the soul work hidden in your name and help millions of soul-led women in business like you. And you have a mission yourself, I'm sure. You know, some of my clients they're healers, of course, but some of them are creatives or they're small business owners. They realize that their entrepreneurial journey was much more relying on their energy and their mindset than all the skills that they learned. So for that reason, it's important so that you can just have an easier cruise and better ride, really. That's my goal with this, so that things becomes easy and not so hard. To live to have a life limitless freedom, because working for yourself is freedom, and you're setting your own rules, and you can make a lot more money because you decide on your boundaries what is okay for you and what is not okay for you. No one is telling you what you have to do. You can decide exactly. It's your business, which is quite nice. And you leave your healer hustler behind and welcome your new rich manifestation queen. And I like to work and say that queen is a good, I'm not so attached to, the queen itself, but the reason I say queen is that if you think about the qualities of the queen, maybe not the queen, but a queen energy, as in being wise and protecting and nurturing and wealthy, but also very sincere and intelligent leadership, right? So think about all those things that you can think about a queen in the queen energy. And she's she's a good mother, she's a good leader, she's a good protector, but she's also a good manifester, right? So I'm just sort of collaborating with that a little bit. You can collaborate with it, but yeah, Sharon said something there. Let's see. Hi, Sharon. See what she said. I'm not sure what she said. Let's have a look. What Sharon said. I'll have a look in a minute. She raised a hand. Yeah, she probably said yes. I can relate to that. Okay, let's carry on. So, sorry. So, what is frustrating to me sometimes is that when I see somebody that I've given a solution and then see them again 3, 4, 5 years later and nothing's changed, that's really painful for me, because I'm like, I know that there's a solution to this and everything can be fixed, but it sort of saddens me when that happens, because I get a real buzz out of people when they when they achieve their results and they have really good transformation. I kind of thrive on it's just I just thrive on that. So yeah, that's why I'm here. I love teaching you guys. Who is this for? Well, you don't have to be a healer to be listening to this. You could be a coach or a visionary, a leader, a rising leader. But you don't have 100% clarity on your soul mission and your business yet. You may be in a business. Some of my clients are like VAs as well. So they are online, but they are not 100% clear on everything yet, what they want to do. You may feel overwhelmed because you've tried things already and you're feeling maybe that you're burning out. Or if you're new, you may feel also overwhelmed because there's a lot of things that you want to learn and you're not really sure where to start, which is a normal thing. And you may not be making the money yet that you want to make from your soul business. And it may feel like you're climbing the Mount Everest. Well, you might be, you might have done well, but you feel tired. So that's what I did. I was doing quite well, but I was knackered. So that wasn't so good either. If you stay until the end, you will have learned the exact way to obtain the answers that you have been looking for, just like Mina was, one of my clients. And she had a very strong belief that she had something very special to do. And once we worked together, she was obviously convinced for that from, getting the confirmation. But not just that, it was like she was unlocked in many ways. And she actually went to pursue, she was in fashion, but pursue her dream. So it was, quite magical for her. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you how to discover the hidden codes within your birth name. And I'm going to use myself as an example, so you get an idea. And I'm going to tell you why you're not living your full potential yet and playing at the level that you're destined to. So with that, I mean, we're all here to express in mastery in our own way. And the reason you're not is just because you're not really sure yet. You haven't got the clarity and you're not sure how to do it yet. So it's not because you haven't got it. It's because it's just not really, it's not clarity, 100% clarity yet. And then how to stay on top of your game without burning out, and how to monetize your soul work without the overwhelm, and why you need to destroy the healer hustler or the healer who gives for free. You need to destroy that. It's not a good place to be. So we're going to do that. We might not do that today, but that's I'm going to tell you why you need to do it. So what makes this masterclass unique? Well, I'm not going to sell you anything in the end. I'm going to just talk to you about the options that you have in terms of if you want to discover more about yourself, but I'm not going to talk to you about anything else. That's the deal. That's the deal. I promise you. You will be invited to apply to become, and one of our automation, success stories. But that's also free. So you get an invitation. So quick question. Does this sound like you? So the reason I put these things in is because these are my kind of current clients. So you left a high paid job or a job that sucked you dry. So you could have potentially just changed careers to pursue your calling to become an online coach, expert or healer. That basically the 9 to 5 don't suit you anymore. Or you've been trying for a while to make your soul business work because you're a creative or you've got spiritual gifts that you want to share with the world, but you haven't brushed up on the savvy business and entrepreneurial skills yet. So that's another thing that I've discovered. So some of my clients are in that category. You may have been, suffering from negative self-talk, saying that you can't do it or you're not equipped enough to do this, possibly, in case you feel like you failed before. There may have many been like failures, as you say, might feel like you've failed. I don't call it failures really in that sense. It's more like trying and get up again, isn't it? But you may feel like this game is getting the better of you. So some of my clients are exhausted and that's why they come. And now it feels like you need to speed up your knowledge on every single level, including your energy, your mindset, your business and marketing skills, leadership, everything. It's like, whoa, where do I start? And I know how you feel because I felt like that. But they are not really the problems, actually. The real problem in this whole situation is that you don't know yet the golden path to energetic mastery, which is what I'm going to talk to you about a little bit today. Once you follow the way that I teach and the way that within your own, you have your own parameters of what feels good for you, right? But there is a specific way to do this. Once you follow it, you wake up every day having clarity on your vision. You have 100% confidence to pursue your calling, and you will be able to attract soul clients through your most sought after currency, your energy, because no one buys a package or a website or a some sort of service. They buy you. So that's you are selling your energy really, and that includes everything, like anything from. I just bought a lady. She was helping me with online programs with the courses, and she was so nice. Like I just went with it because she was just so nice. I bought her energy really. Of course, she knew how to do the tech, but I did buy her energy. You will stop all the distractions which hinders your focus, and you will only need to focus on the 3 things that I'm going to talk to you about today. And you have the roadmap to navigate your path, and you have enough tools to keep your energy high and stay on top of your game so that you can keep going without the overwhelm. And you will have a process to help you build high ticket packages to take your soul clients through for optimal transformation. That's when you follow the golden path, which is what I teach in my programs. So with this under your belt, you'll be able to relax and trust the process because you are reassured. You have all the tools you need to keep building. You rekindle the passion and fire that you first started out with, giving you unprecedented levels of energy, focus, and clarity. And that is what I feel, to be able to access things on cue within yourself, not meaning that you're not going to have a bad day ever, but what I'm saying is like to be able to have the tools to access your best self on cue is priceless, because you know you don't want to, you don't want to be wasting time. Also, every time you sort of go into a little bit of spinning mode about whatever, it just doesn't make you feel good. It makes you feel like you're failing a bit, and it makes you feel like you're not clear, and it makes you feel like you're not achieving how you want, and it just makes you feel a bit rubbish, I'd say. So it'd be nice. It's nice to know how to get out of that quickly, and you have 100% confidence in yourself that you've got this. So that's kind of, you know, these things are so important to keep building your business. So who am I? Who on earth, or who in space, should I maybe say, is Gennye Lion, and why should you listen to me? Well, that is a very, very good question. I'm going to tell you a little bit now why you would like to choose maybe to listen to me. So I'm Gennye Lion. Actually, I'm Gennye Lion Rainbow Anderson. That's my whole name, but I just use Gennye Lion because it's easier for business purposes. I am a fearless light leader. I'm a starseed. Look, I've came here to help the ascension process. Really, that's what I came, along with having children and family as well, doing the earthly things. I believe that everyone has a fire inside of them and just needs igniting, and that we're all here to contribute and help and support each other. I have 20 plus years experience in counseling and mind-body therapy, multidimensional healing, etheric surgery, Akashic record, past life readings, soul readings, online business, entrepreneurship, the whole lot. I'm a massage therapist. I don't do it anymore. I'm a Thai massage therapist. I'm a pregnancy massage therapist. I'm a reflexologist. I've done it all. I was really the crazy student. Learned everything. My mission is really to help this world and in inhabitants to ascend gracefully, and do it through my business, really. You know, I started out doing, I will talk to you in a bit, but I started out doing, you know, working around the kids and do a part-time job. But obviously my vision is so much bigger than that. So I was like, right, I've got to build a proper business for this, because otherwise I won't be able to reach the people that I want to reach and help. So that's what happened there. Help you to live happy and fulfilled. So I've done a lot of things right. I did do a lot of things right, but I also did a lot of things wrong because, you know, I felt quite lost. I'll tell you about it now. But I felt quite lost for a while. So this is me in a restaurant, a friend's wedding in probably in like 1999 or something like that. I found this picture. I thought I was just going to stick that one there. And I actually remember sitting there having this picture taken, thinking, what on earth am I going to do? Like, how old was I? I was 24. And I was like, what am I going to do with myself? You know, I can't be working in hospitality industry for the rest of my life. I had traveled loads. I'd done a lot of things that was fun and right, and studied and everything. I was living in London. I wanted to make a difference. I had a very strong spiritual experience about a year before this. I was in the right place. I was in London. I had came there from Sweden, and I was studying. So, you know, I was okay, but I had no idea at the time. But I did know deep inside that I had a big job, but I didn't know what. And just the thought of it made me think, don't be so silly, Gennye. What are you thinking about? You know, no one ever told me that I could achieve and do things like that. So at the time, it was quite overwhelming, those thoughts. So I saw other people. So this was like, I was age 24. So some of my graduates, like together, because I did marketing degree in Sweden, and some of them were doing really well. And some of my other friends from school were like buying apartments and things like that. And I was just feeling like a complete failure. I didn't manifest, you know, I didn't have a proper job. You know, although I had a proper education, I didn't have a proper job. I didn't have a proper house. I didn't have anything. It felt really, to me, it felt a bit, I know it was only 24, but I was looking at people around me. I was thinking, what on earth am I doing? You know, I had all these different opportunities, but it didn't feel right. So I didn't go for it. No boyfriend. I was totally everything out. and people were doing so well in other places. So it was quite annoying. You know, I got some okay results because I learned so much. You know, I came here, I did astrology studies. I started with that, became an astrologer. And then I was doing lots of traveling. I did scuba diving certificates so I could teach other people to do scuba diving. I mean, honestly, it was ridiculous. I learned so many things just to see what was it? You know, what is it I'm going to be doing? And then I found massage eventually, and healing and energy healings and different, you know, I did get into that route when I was about 26, I think. So yeah, so then I had a little bit more got into it, and I understood that I was really connected to therapy and stuff like that. But I wanted to find a deep, fulfilling place within, because everything was like external. And I was trying things out, and I was like, oh, I want to try that. Oh, I'm not sure if I like that. And the searching, you know, it was exhausting. And also, I was like, I wanted to become totally financially and emotionally free. I wanted to be totally, I was independent, but I wanted to be totally independent. I was like, I don't want to be dependent on anything. I want to have unlimited amount of freedom and money to do what I want to do. You know, and that was me at the time. So I wanted just to give you kind of an idea of where I wanted to go. So imagine yourself that if you connect deeply with your soul essence, because I didn't at the time, I couldn't do it. I didn't know what to do. I didn't have no one to teach me. But I wanted to think about this. So connecting deeply with your soul essence so you can embody your mission fully and radiate that out through your business, because this is what I talk about, the ikigai as well. That's another webinar. But the ikigai, if you've ever heard of it, is a Japanese saying about the reason for being. So basically, you're living your purpose, you're radiating that out through your soul business, you feel immensely fulfilled, and you're earning a lot of money doing what you love, and you're having the impact because you're in alignment with your soul calling. And, you know, life is good then, right? So just imagine that. And then we're all leaders in our own way. So it's about you rising into the rooted leader that you were born to be. And I say rooted leader because a lot of spiritual work is done up here and far up. Rooted, we have to be rooted to make the change here, to bring everything in here into this reality, including manifestation of a structural, functional business working here, about bringing your, you know, whatever you want to manifest on a physical level, whether that is a dream home or holidays or, I don't know, a community where you build people and you've got a village and you build up some sort of community. I mean, there's eco-friendly, I mean, look, there's lots of things that need to happen here for us to feel good. So for that reason, rooted is very, very important. And that's one of my passions, to help my clients to stay completely rooted. So yeah, so this is all the work that I've been doing, and I'm going to talk to you about a little bit more. So it didn't just work for me, because some of my clients, you know, they're having really great results. This lady here, she really struggled with some ancestral stuff, and we were working quite deeply on this. She didn't know what her blocks were, but we found quite a few of those. And as soon as she freed herself up in this way, she was more confident and had more personal power to go and do more of her soul work, because she didn't feel blocked and she felt freed. She was increasing her intuition so she could get more downloads and be more aligned through the clearings. And then she changed her vocation and then pursuing her dream of creating her soul business. So this was somebody before they did it, actually. So she didn't, you know, she was working somewhere before she started with me. And she actually released a damaging loving relationship, which kept her procrastinating and not moving forward, also thinking she was not worthy in a loving relationship, which was just part of the, you know, the blocks as well. But now it looks very different for her. I've done quite a lot of workshops, etc. And, you know, some of my clients, they joined the shorter programs that I do, and some of them joined the longer programs that I hold. But for example, Tina, she had all her light body activations. This is one-on-one with me. It's not the group programs that I do, but the light body activations, I can mention them. I'll mention a little bit about them in a bit, but they are very highly very powerful awakening tools. So a lot of people like having the light body activations because it frees up their consciousness and removes so much of the ego programming, so they become enlightened and free, which is what they want. So the light body work is very, very, very powerful. So yeah, so that's a couple of questions, a couple of examples there. But there are only 3 things that you need to do to implement the golden path, and that is what I'm going to talk to you about today. So it's the first thing is the soul map. So how to unlock your soul work with sacred numerology. And then the second one again is to stay on top of your game, not burning out. And I'm going to explain why I burned out, but not everyone has that issue, but I did. And then how to monetize the soul work so that we are not staying in poverty mindset. So the first thing is to unlock your soul work with the numerology. And actually it's called, so I'm going to show you what it is. So it's actually called soul contract readings. And a soul contract reading is based on the sound of your name. So as you can see there, the phonetics of my name in Swedish. So Gennye, Kristina, Louise, Andersson. So it's phonetically written like this. Now, whether you are English or Spanish or Chinese or whatever, it doesn't really matter. We just translate the actual pronunciation and put in the phonetics for it so we get the right numbers. Now, when I discovered this, it was, I'll tell you the story very briefly. I had a really tough time. I was still searching. I was in a better place, but I was still searching. And my teacher, Nicholas, he came to me for a treatment. So that's actually, he found me. But he seeked me out. He found me and he went, she can become one of my students. And I did as well. So in the end, but the idea was that we were meant to meet, obviously. So I discovered through this system all the things that had stopped me from believing in myself in the first place was hidden in there. And also all the keys how to unlock it. So I'm going to explain to you now very briefly so that we can get through all the slides, but I'm going to explain to you briefly. So each it's based on Hebrew, first of all. So it's used to be called the numerology of Moses, and it's based on Hebrew, the alphabet, which has got 22 letters and 22 numbers. And the letter A is number 1, the letter B is number 2, right? So, for example, here, Gennye, is J, really, the sound. So that's number 16, letter number 16. And is obviously letter number 5. E is a 5. All right. N. There's another there, which is the 16 there. So Gennye, Kristina, Louise, Andersson. I'm not going to go into the interpretation so much, but basically it's based on the Hebrew alphabet. Each number has got an interpretation, a negative aspect to it and a positive. So if a number appears in a karmic position, it is a negative interpretation of that number. If the number appears in a talent position, it is a positive interpretation of that number. If it appears in a goal position, it's 50% negative, 50% positive. So each number represents a specific characteristics, specific problems, specific gifts, specific, very specific things. So in my case here, the karma here, the physical karma So I want to talk about the issues here, like, the blocks. So my block was always that I was afraid to be seen as a spiritual, not a spiritual being, but as somebody who was spiritual, because I was afraid that if people really found out how spiritual I was, I would not be liked or accepted. So I was hiding in the spiritual closet for a long time. Although I did do a lot of stuff, I had kind of a spiritual bunch of friends. And then I had like my normal friends that they knew about it, but we wouldn't talk about that. And that was going on for years and years and years and years. So it was like Gennye had like two lives, so two groups of people. And this is a Gemini lesson, two-faced, but not two-faced as in I wasn't two-faced, I wasn't lying, but it's the lesson of being two-faced. And actually the lesson in this is to become one and be visible spiritually everywhere to everyone. And then obviously what happens is that the people that don't resonate with that won't be your friends. So that was much of an easier way to go. So, but it took me years to come out of the closet. This has also got heart wound and feelings of being hurt. So it took me a very long time to trust and, trust that I will be safe. So that's a lesson in that. So I'm just giving you a little example here. The 10-1, so the block really was I didn't want to be visible. And now I'm more visible than I've ever been. It's like, so I've worked through that. I also I didn't trust. Okay, well, I didn't trust that I could be loved and that I was loved for who I was, really. It's very sad, isn't it? But now I don't feel that way at all. It's like it's gone. The 10-1 here is very much about spirituality and practice spirituality and be one with the feminine and the masculine of the spiritual. It's an energy of Archangel Michael, actually, 10-1. So what happens to people with 10-1 here is that they feel disconnected from God because it's in a negative position, if you like. And the only way to reconnect with God is to do spiritual practices, or spirit as a universe, if you like. And the more I was doing that, the more I felt connected in this way. And I knew that spiritual practice felt hard sometimes because I had other distractions. The 10-1 gets distracted as well. So if you ever feel like you get distracted and you're not meditating enough, you probably got a 10-1 somewhere. But the goal here and the ticket, if you like, to alignment and feeling good was to, no matter what, do my spiritual practice. And then from doing my spiritual practice, to become like the walking, talking version of your soul eventually, because you're doing it so much. Not so much, but you're aligned in this way. So that's my 10-1 there. Now, the talent positions are very important because when I first had my reading, when I had my soul contract reading, 12-3 here symbolizes a spiritual teacher. Everyone with 12-3s don't have to be a spiritual teacher. They can be a teacher. But for me, it was a spiritual teacher. So when I was told that I could be a spiritual teacher or lead groups in spirituality, it made my day, because that's actually what I was dreaming about in my heart. But I didn't believe that I could do it, because it was like a special thing. You need to be special to do that. And that was my 10-1 of disempowerment, not believing, not thinking that I could actually do that, which was holding me in the same locked in, position for so long, and held back, really, So as soon as I realized this, and somebody said, Nicola said to me, no, you're here to do that. You're here to lead groups, 7s here, from a heart space, and heal people on a larger scale. And when I heard that, I was like, really, me? Little me, at the time. And now I'm doing that, and I'm just coming more and more into my spiritual goal here, really, is because this is more about 11.2 here. It's about building your own structure of truth and your own foundation to what you want to leave behind, like a legacy, a spiritual legacy. Not a legacy for the sake of legacy, but more like leaving something behind that other people can enjoy. So I think that is what I'm on my way to do. So before I'm dead, that's what is going to happen. So, but when I was told that I was here to leave a spiritual legacy behind to help other people, I couldn't believe it. I was like, really? I felt that in my heart, and I was like, my goodness, is that really true? And it was just nice to get the confirmation. And as soon as I had this clarity, I got the confidence to actually go, right, okay, well, this is what I'm doing. Let's do it. So I know it sounds silly, because we should always follow our own instinct and our own gut. But if we don't trust it enough, and if we don't trust that we can do it, we may not get on to do it, which is a shame, because you're wasting your abilities. So yeah, what else wanted to say? So the way it works is that I use then divine healing and the light body activations and the other transmissions to clear the junk out, to clear the stuff, and to manifest what it is I want to manifest. So to get a visualization and jumping timelines and all sorts. But the idea is that if somebody's shy here, to show them their real self, it's about, for me, it was working with a heart space and allow myself to feel safe and loved for who I was. And as soon as I felt more of that, I could then come out of hiding. Right? Does that make sense? And then 10.1 here, feeling disconnected to God, thinking I don't have the power to do it. I'm not good enough. I'm not perfect enough to do this. That's for other people who are really like amazing. Doing healing on the disempowerment and working on the disempowerment to actually unlock my power and then go ahead and do it. So that's where the light body and the divine healing comes in, and the coaching, obviously. And I use a lot of other things with my clients, like journaling and your own, record a lot of processes so you can get out of your own way. But the idea is to unlock, really. And then if something comes up now, I'm like, I just tune into the numbers and I go, yeah, I feel a bit ungrounded today, 8s. Or I might be too much in my head today, 8s. Or I might think, I feel a little bit scatty and not so structured. I feel a bit overwhelmed. I feel a bit, it's too intense for me, 11.2. So that's got to do with intensity and sensitivity. And I might feel a bit stroppy and a little bit arrogant and a little bit angry. That's 10.1. Yeah. So I just go, okay, 10.1. So if I feel this way, I'm like, right, okay, let's do some healing on that. Let's clear some on that. Let's do some journaling. Just go and connect with the kids or do something else nice, creative, to let go of that. So once I learned, burning out, I get to that soon, but the 12.3 here wants to expand into foreverness. So the 12.3 burns out, can burn out. But most 12.3s are meant to have burnt out at some point, because they want to expand so much and learn so much that they don't have a handbrake on when they should stop working. And the overworking with the 3 as well, although that's in talent position, is basically was driving me into the ground. The 3 also feels not worthy if they're not working like crazy, because they have unworthiness patterns. So that's what was happening to me. You don't have to have a 12.3 to burn out, but that was what was happened to me. So yeah, so for that reason, I use this all the time. I use this for my children, I use it for my clients, I use them through all the programs, knowing exactly what goes on. I go, there it is. And then we unpick it. And you get to the issue quickly, because, it's there, it's right there in front of you. And you can move on quickly and, get on with it, basically. That's the idea, get on with it. Yes, so I used it every day. So I thought I'll show you also we can go back to it later on. So basically I use this system for everything. Let's move that in there. So for me, it was to very much come out of hiding, spiritual hiding, and yeah, show myself fully who I am, and then get over my disempowerment issues, that I'm not good enough, I'm not perfect enough, who would hire me to do this work, etc., blah blah, all that nonsense. And then I discovered the name optimizations. So basically, this is my name now, Gennye Lion Rainbow Anderson. And before name optimization, this is another tool that we can use, or people can use, to actually burn through whatever karmic or block they don't like, or that's not helping them anymore. So I knew, once I was told that I'm here to impact millions, because it was basically, I was like, okay, that's the ticket. Then I said, okay, well, I need loads of power then, and loads of motivation and focus to do this. And I want to become unstoppable. So I said, I need nines. And the nines are here. So the nines, basically the energy of the nine is the strongest energy in this system, and it's the energy of the dragon. So some people can't, it's almost like it suits, I suppose it suits of who you are as well. So a lot of the star seeds are really strong souls, because they need to be strong souls to help other people to transform. So the nine suits people like myself and other leaders and people that have this type of, soul type, that they're here to, catalyze and change. So it suited that as well. So I knew that would suit the personality, because obviously you don't want to put something in there that is not going to suit the personality. So I was okay with this. So I wanted nines, I wanted loads of power, and then I wanted loads and loads of divine love and divine flow and divine connection, which is the 13 force, which is the 13 4 is the like the divine consciousness, the divine feminine energy that is coming into earth, that is basically going to take us out of this mess, is the divine feminine. So 3 of those. And also it became, taught me to become a much better mother, because the energy of the mother is 13 4, basically very nurturing, unconditional love, holding her children, playing with her children, being there, nurturing and everything. So I wanted that. So that's that. How did I find this out? I can talk to you about that another time, but it was through a process. I decided what I wanted to be. I didn't want to lose my first name, etc. But it came to this in the end. My husband is Rainbow, so I wanted that in there. Now, so you can use this system for like everything. So with my trading name, Gennye Lion, again, 7s are very good for drawing people in and opening up the gateways for clients and for all the energies to flood into your business, in every way. So 7s up front is really, really good. So yeah, so that happened to just be like that. I couldn't, it's nothing I can choose. I was just very lucky with it. So Gennye Lion, so I've got 4s there, means lots of flow and lots of money and lots of impact and lots of duplication of teaching as well. So that means teaching a lot of people. I do it with the website as well. So yeah, so GennyLion.love is the website, and it's not anything before that. It's just GennyLion.love. And again, 13.4, the nurturing divine mother, or the divine feminine energy at the front, loving, compassionate, holding, draw people in this way. Abilities, again, for groups of people. 10.1 in the highest level of service to humanity, basically. That means 10.1. And so this is quite interesting. Unlock Your Soul Work, Impacting Millions. This is my 12-week mentorship program. But actually, I haven't got a 7 up front, but I had 2 in there. So I was like, that'll do. And the 3 is very much about teaching from the soul. So I was like, no, that's good. I want to teach from the soul. So yeah, let's have that in there. Or it felt good. And then I've got the Essential Clearing Kit program. This is an online energy clearing program. But again, you can use this system for everything. And again, 7's up front. So when people read Ascension Clearing Kits, oh yeah, Ascension Clearing, that sounds good to me. It feels like inviting, which is the 7s. 16.7 means that it's available to a lot of people from all walks of life can use it. And over time, it's going to be an incredible success, because 11.2 means building structure over time. It just takes, it's not rapid. It's more like over time it builds and builds and builds and builds and builds. And because it is an online program, it's like unlimited, really, how many people it can reach. You know, billions can have the program, you know, in theory. Excuse me. So yeah, so that's that. So this is the foundation of all the work. I mean, this is the soul map. This is how we can unlock anyone. And it's not the only tool in the world to unlock somebody, but it gives you really good insight on where those blind spots are that you think, yeah, that is really me. And then as soon as we use the tools to unlock that, you can then come into the talents and really come out of your hiding, or come out of wherever you need to come out of, to really have the impact and the visibility that you came to have and be the leader. So yeah, amazing work. I know it's a lot to take in, guys, but I wanted to share this with you. You know, I hope you can stay focused for another, you know, sort of, I don't know how long, for a while. So yeah, if you have any questions regarding this, you have to ask me afterwards. You'll have to send me a message about this, but it's an amazing system. The soul contract reading, your soul contract decoded is the actual book, Nicholas David Nahn. So you might want to write that down. But some of you work with me already, you know this. You may have even read the book, because I do advise you to read the book, because it's quite handy to understand more about it. Okay, I think we'll leave that now. So how it used to be, I used to repeat the same behavior over and over and then expecting different results. So with the disempowerment, I just learned more and more things, but instead of actually going into my power and then really go out and do it, I kept training and learning more things, thinking that if I learn a bit more, maybe I feel better about myself. But that wasn't the key. The key wasn't to learn more things. I kept thinking there was something wrong with me, that I didn't have the power to change it, that it was like, oh, it's probably not for me. That's what I used to think. And it felt like the things were happening to me as random events, but I actually understood that they were not. They were, it's designed, the soul has designed it so that I could come into empowerment. And then what my new path gave me, which is like now, well, it's been good for a long time actually, but first of all, there's nothing wrong with me. I have all the power within me. It's not outside of me. I don't need to do or be or perform or do anything to be powerful. I can just be me, which has changed everything really. I then had a structure and navigation map to follow so that I could create the successful outcomes that I wanted to do. So deep inside my soul, I wanted success, impact, influence, all those things, the big things for somebody who came out of a little town in Sweden and traveled the world and kind of didn't have anything, that 20 cents to my to my name or something, you know. So yeah, very different place today. And once you follow this, like if you decided, right, I'm going to do this with Gennye, I'm going to learn this, I'm going to unlock myself over time, and the more you do the work and, you know, you're committing to this and you want a good life, you will wake up feeling on purpose, because you're like, yeah, that's it. I know this feels good. I'm doing my thing, right? You will have the confidence to grow your soul business because you know you're on the right path. You're not testing out. You'll be knowing your hidden spots. You'll be saying, yeah, of course, that's because my 12.3, I feel unworthy. I need to, you know, do a bit of journaling on my unworthiness, or use one of the other tools that I teach to unlock it, because it's a nonsense. And you stop making the same mistake, because now you're like, aha, no, I shouldn't go in there. So for example, with the 11.2, which is in the spiritual goals, can be very impulsive. So I can still be quite impulsive, but I'm like, aha, don't be so impulsive, Gennye. You've got to learn to not give in to the 11.2, because you may make foolish decisions, So I stopped making mistakes, like, you know, it's helping. So that was really, you know, that was just an example, but yeah, it feels a lot better to have that, to know like, yeah, that's what it is. No, I better not, you know, go there. You have unlimited access to deep knowledge about yourself, because, you know, once you start learning about yourself, it feels good. You know, you know thyself, as they say in, don't know if that was Shakespeare. I shouldn't, don't hold it against me. And it didn't just work for me, no. So one of my clients, Melissa, she is amazing. I love her. She just felt so connected to her soul work after working, and started to create some really great programs and things. She's a brand photographer. She increased rooted confidence, because it was confidence and self-belief as well for her. Increasing her prices. She increased focus and productivity, so not so scattered, because she's really creative, just like me and a lot of soul workers. Grounding is super important. So she became more productive, more focused to make the dream real. She crushed our old money story. I think that's an ongoing thing, because as soon as you go up a level, you want to keep on top of your game, but it's about removing those old money blocks and stories and create a new story. So she was really doing well on that. And she signed up new photographer clients, etc. She's not in my program at the moment, but she, you know, she's done really well. She's amazing. She actually released a damaging love relationship like this without, that sounds a bit harsh, but she did that while we were working together. It kept her small, not in power, more like following, thinking she needed that. I mean, and after that, she just blossomed, like she was not kept small anymore. So it was amazing, really amazing results. Although it's like sad, it was not obviously helping her to stay that way. So yeah, amazing. Yeah, just a few more people, but I love working with women. I do work with some men as well, but I do love working with women, because I do believe that as women, we've stand back for so long. It really is our turn now. It feels like it really is our turn on every single level. And that's not me. It's not being feminist or anything. It's just more like, look what superpowers that you got inside of you. You are incredible. You have so much intuition. You've got your superpowers. You can use them. You're there to use them. You know, mustn't say no to them. So yeah, just amazing. It's very, very much time for us women to come into leadership. So that was the soul and the sacred numerology part of it. I know it's a lot to take in. Give me a shout later on if you want to understand more about this, but it's a lot, I understand, but it works, I promise. So you might be thinking, what's next? What about the overworking bit? So how to stay on top of your game without burning out. If you are new to entrepreneurship, you might think, well, I won't burn out. You may not know about that yet, but it's really common. So I'm just saying, so a heads up, unless you take charge of your energy, it's really common to do this, because you're sort of going, oh, I need to know marketing, I need to do these things, I need to know you know, business skills, I need to put packages together, I need to do all these things, I need to work so hard to get on top of everything. So I used to work all the other hours under the sun, and I'm talking now about sort of 3-4 years ago, not sort of 10 years ago, because I was an online entrepreneur then. But yeah, I wanted to learn everything. I was doing online marketing. I was learning about entrepreneurship online. I was learning about landing pages, funnels, Facebook, social media. I mean, honestly, it was just so much. And I was just working too hard, really, and forgetting that I was going to I should tap into flow and into my spirituality and into my amazing energy, you know, tools that I had. But I was so focused. My masculine side of me was like this. So it was not so good. I burnt out. I felt terrible. I really was sick. You know, I had adrenal burnout. I I was looking after my children, but of course it felt I was so exhausted. I had a massive problem with my sinus. It was just terrible. My tooth was playing up. I had a root issue with the one tooth. That was an unworthiness program in there, by the way. My dad died. It was just so much through those years that I just want to save you all the trouble to not having to do that. I did take coaching later on, but I didn't take it straight away. I was kind of bit my lip kind of thing and said, I won't do it myself, which was again, that energy of not being supported, that energy of, I'm a survivor, the feminine the wounded feminine, I'll have to do it all myself. No one is here to help me. So that was the avatar running the show. Not investing in myself properly straight away, kind of dipping my toe in a little bit. It was okay, I learned a few things, but had I known, I would have kind of properly invested to start with in a business program or an energy business program much earlier than I did. I did do it in the end, but because then I wouldn't have burnt out so much. It would have been a much faster route to where I wanted to go. But hey ho, there you are. That's what I did. So 2 years of like hard slug. And it's fine, I'm not regretting that, but it's really not necessary. You can get much faster to where you want to get without overworking 100%. So, and that's why I showed this again. I wanted to show this again. The overworking was the 12-3 here. That's why I put that in again. So the 12-3 here is overworking. 3 wants to be loved and recognized and feel worthy. The more I work, the worthier I will feel. And then you burn out. While it's now, my program is that the less I work, the more I will earn, and the more flow will come into my life, and I don't care. It's like, I'm not going to compromise on how I feel. Never again. I'm going to feel good all the time and have everything that I want. I'm never going to feel guilty for sleeping in the day again. Do you know what I mean? It's like, there's so many things that I changed. And this is what I teach. I'm like, yeah, take naps, stop working at 2:00, go swimming. Like, honestly, you might have a list that is this long, but it's not, not to do it. You can actually manifest more while you're out there doing something nice. So I learned that. So what I started to apply when I was burnt, so I was burnt out, I was very ill, I couldn't work, I had to meditate 3 times a day, to actually like stay on top. Could only work 2 hours a day, probably. Well, this is when I was really ill. I had the kids as well, still, of course. They were, but this is much smaller. What else did I do? I had to sleep in the day. I had to sleep once a day for an hour when I was at school. I had to do a detox, hair analysis detox thing. I had lots and lots of healing, light body top-ups, lots of coaching, lots of really good dietary things going on. Lots of walks, yoga, holosync meditation. I mean, it was just ridiculous the amount of stuff I had to apply to actually get back to normal, because there was not really another way. There was no medication that helps for adrenal burnout. So did that. So sorry, I work on my shit every week. So basically, so although that was really quite a lot, I don't sleep an hour every day now, but I did for about 2 years. So most people would say, well, that's probably too much. But so instead of doing that, I don't do that, of course. I do my energy clearings and meditations daily. And it's not for long. I just do a little bit for like 10, 15 minutes. I work on my shit. So if something comes up, I go and heal it. Or I use, I have a coach. I don't have a coach right now, but I have some other healers and mentors that I use. I just pull on them. We either swap or I pay them. If something comes up that I feel like I can work on, I work on it on myself. I do journaling. I listen to podcasts. I make sure I stay on top of my game. I don't go into a hole and let it sort of fester. I got a coach and a mentor eventually. So my first coach I paid $6,500 that I didn't have really. I did kind of not have it, but I just did it. And I was like, right, it's too late. I've been waiting for too long. I'm doing it now. That's it. It was the best thing I could have ever done. It was a money mindset coach. And oh my God, it was amazing. I still follow her. I still talk to her. I still love her. I still like have her course. Everything is like amazing. I started to connect to the flow and ease like daily. So instead of going, I have to do this on these lists, I was saying, I don't have to do anything today. I will just do what feels good for me. And I'm going to do, you know, a couple of tasks. And if I still feel like doing something later on, I will. Okay. So sometimes obviously like building these slides to the webinar, I was like, I spent a day and a half just building it out. So I wasn't saying, oh, I'll do one task. So there's times when I put the work in, of course, right? So yeah, so then I just go, right, let's do this and get it done. But really, unless I'm doing a project or I'm building a new course or I'm doing something like that, I don't go and work. No. Lots and lots of self-care. Think lovely thoughts about myself. That was another thing. I was always hard on myself. I am not hard on myself anymore. The other day I went for sleep at the weekend when my husband would normally do that. I don't know if you've got husbands and partners. Men used to have a nap, right? My husband came up and he was like, are you sleeping? I was like, yeah. And he was like, okay. I mean, he don't really care. But I mean, that's just something that wouldn't take a nap in the middle of the weekend when everyone's busy and we're doing stuff. I wouldn't have done that before. But now I don't care. I just do what I want to do as long as the kids are safe, of course. Just nap whenever, if I can. Massages and, you know, healing and coaching and all those lovely things that I love. I do have those. Very, very strong boundaries. Super strong boundaries. Like if I don't feel right, I'm not doing it. If it feels misaligned, I don't do it. If it feels too overwhelming with kids, something they say, can you do this? Can you do this? They're very intense, my children. I'm like, that's too much. You're telling me too many things at this point. You're overwhelming me. You need to stop right now and wait, and then I'll talk to you in a minute. I'm being like super strict on my boundaries. It's like, don't put stuff on me, because I'm a natural giver and a natural caretaker and a natural nurturer. So people dump stuff on you all the time if you are like this as well. And you've got to just put the boundaries down, really. I mean, that's my big thing, to put them down. Or to just be but you know, you can be kind about it. You don't have to be, you know, harsh about it. But I'm like, no, I can't do anymore now. That's enough. And I never feel bad anymore. But I did in the beginning when I put the boundaries down. I felt bad and, oh, I should be, or why, you know, it's like, I don't know, I just felt bad for putting boundaries. I don't know how. I do not feel bad about it at all, ever. Even my parents, like my mum, I'm like, no, I can't speak to you right now. I'd love to speak to you later, but right now I'm not really, can't do it right now. I mean, most people obviously will say if they're busy, they can't do it. But I would be very honest and say when I haven't got the energy capacity, and the clients as well. So you can have clients, sometimes they're very demanding. You just got to put massive boundaries. These are the times you can contact me. This is not what's included in your program. This is not included for this. Like, you know, you just like, that is, you know, you've really got to have boundaries. Very passionate about boundaries, aren't I? Healthy diet, of course, and aligned exercise. And when I say aligned exercise, you know, you've got to do some exercise that feels good for you. But I started to apply this and things changed. And now I have a fast track on all this. You know, I'm not spending 3 hours a day on my self-care. I wouldn't have time to do anything else. But I have little ways and little shortcuts to my self-care that I use and that I teach my clients so that I can keep on top, you know. I check in with myself often to make sure I feel good about what I'm doing. It's just awareness, I suppose, as well. So I used to work 16 hours to 18 hours a day sometimes. This was when I was really trying to crack the code with little results, just very tired. I burnt out, the health was suffering, I had to deal with some health problems. I was stuck in this belief cycle that I had to work hard and hustle to get hard, you know, to get the results. And now I know that my energy is my currency. So the more I allow expansion, relaxation, open heart, allowing, trusting, tap into the 13 dimensions in the, you know, macabre, in my meditations, root myself in Lemuria, wherever. I will just, I'm infinite, right? You have, if you tap into this frequency, and the belief is that you just get everything come to you. It's like easy. It's so easy comparing to how it was. Obviously I knew I have the tools to access. I use my own energy clearings. I use my own tools that I've developed and processes, and just sort of could pick and take what I need when I need it. New confidence to see everything through that I saw in my heart, because you can get overwhelmed and stop. But actually now I'm like, oh, that's easy. I'll get there easily. No problem. And then I work much less. I mean, at the moment, I do about 4 or 5 hours a day, 3 to 4 days a week. Sometimes a bit more, depending if I've got a project on. But my goal is like to work 1 day a week, really. You know, that's my goal. And the rest of the days, I want to just create and write things and be with my kids and go on walks and relax in the sun and have ice cream. I mean, you know, that's really my goal. So I'm getting there. So it's getting a lot better than it was. So once you follow all this, you'll wake up every day feeling energized and clear. You have 100% confidence to trust your intuition and creativity. Because when you're in flow state, things come in and you feel good and you trust it and you follow it, and it's like falling into place. It's like spirit, you know, you're following the flow of spirit. And you just achieve more by doing less. So you just have more of alignment happening. So by doing less, you just get more done. It's almost like you're bending time, you're stretching time. It feels like, well, that's, I believe we do that anyway, if you command that to happen. You stop doing things the hard way. I always think, how can I do it the easiest possible way, even the most laziest way, and still get the same results? Because obviously I don't want to compromise in result and quality, but I always ask myself this, I always my higher self, easiest, most perfect way for me to do it with least effort. So then I get it. You'll have the ability to remove fear at any time, because obviously fear can be a thing that comes up a lot, especially around these, you know, challenging times that it is at the moment. So yes, it is all possible. So obviously Kirsty, she's one of my lovelies. She's been working with me for a long time, in different ways, but she's had some really great results. She's had the light body work, and she's had those things to become fully aligned. But actually her biggest one was communicating her skills with her husband and her family. Sorry, her communication skills. So she never felt like she was heard and seen and validated. That is like gone. She is just flourishing so much in her relationship. It's just amazing. And she's more focused and productive as well. She's a lot better with boundaries than she was. I mean, she used to have terrible boundaries, but much better now with everyone, I think. I haven't spoken to her for a little while now, but yeah. She developed a strong connection with her body and intuition. So with her, as a yoga teacher, becoming more connected and more empowered and more happy in so many ways, that's like her success. I mean, I asked her, do you feel successful? And she was like, yeah, I feel so successful. I'm so grateful for all this work that I've done. It's like amazing. I can't tell you how successful I feel, because I feel so good. And it's like the world is her oyster type feeling. And, you know, nothing, it's kind of priceless. So she feels good. She's developed a much stronger mindset for success and independence as well. So she had more of a dependent mindset before, and now she's feeling a lot more like she can do it. Basically, she can just create wherever she wants. All right. This is quite a long one. I'll leave you to read this a little bit, but Nora, okay, so Nora has actually done my website, but Nora and I are very good friends, but also we have worked on each other. So she's had a lot of work done with me, and she released a lot, like her whole life changed. I'm not going to say much more. She is a powerhouse now. She used to feel just dreadful about herself and her life and family and all sorts of things, but she feels very, 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 very empowered and aligned in many ways. So that was really to stay on top of your game without burning out. Very important, because as you go, the energy management, if you like, together with your building your business, it's your business, because your business relies on how you feel, if that makes sense. So that's that is really important, because that's like the level of your success, really. And you might be thinking now, what about the third thing, how to monetize your soul work? And I'm going to get into that now. I hope you still got some energy. So let's go straight into that. I was selling single session for peanuts, and you might not think, but it's peanuts, really. I mean, I did start at £30 an hour for sort of 20 years ago. To save the world, I want to help everyone, to help people even who didn't want help. That's how I started. Any suffering person, I'm thinking, oh, they can have some treatments. Oh, that would be lovely. And they're like, we don't want it. So you've gone into this saver mode. I saw other people flying through the roof, earning more money than I ever thought I could. So I could see some people I've worked with in the clinic where I was, they were doing so well, became trainers and everything, and they earned a lot more still doing what they love. And I was like, oh, I've got to crack this. I've got to understand what it is I need to do this. So I just want to give you an example here. So one massage session was £60. I mean, this was the latest numbers, if you like. One healing session used to be 120. So if you really want to put that together, 10 hours a week, £60 an hour, because the healing session could be up to 2 hours for 120. This was the price at the time. So 10 hours per week, that's like 600, because really you don't want to be doing any more. I mean, I used to do 30 hours of massage at £30. So that was £900 a week for years. I was knackered. Good job I was young. But that is not a scalable business. Okay. So 10 hours per week. So let's say that's sensible. 10 hours a week is sensible. £600, what's that? Well, £2,400 a month. Not bad. Yeah, not bad. But if you think about it, it requires 15 to 18 hours in total, because I prepare for the client before they come energetically. I clear myself from the client when they've left, because I'm clearing their stuff. I give myself a little break in between the clients. I might have to rearrange the room for the different clients. I mean, talking to them, appointments, like text messages, emails. And the thing is as well, what I realized, that some people that are just more demanding. Some clients are just more demanding. So you just have to give more space for them. And that's where your boundaries come in as well. But if you think about the maths here, so then I had to pay rent and maintenance, travel and insurance. So, I mean, just the rent itself was £100 per week, 10 hours, £10 per hour, 100 £500. 500, divide that in 20 hours, because, take it up to 20 hours. So for 10 hours, really, I needed 20. We're traveling there, tidying up, being there, appointments, feedback, sending forms, sending reports, all sorts. So that's then £25 an hour. And then for me, I had childcare to do. So that was like £13 an hour. So that was £12 per hour plus tax that I had to pay eventually, or take off, because, it was in the place where, I had to declare your money, £10 an hour, right? So you may not have childcare to worry about, but what I'm saying is, it sounds good, but it's not that good, is it, really? So £10 is not that good. So I just want you to get out of this mindset that you don't have to do it this way. It's not actually what you have to do. You can do it in a much better way. So what I did, I started to then do some packages where I said, okay, well, let's do 10 hours for 750. So that would be then £75 an hour, a little bit more. And then I increased it to like 900. So I did increase so I thought to myself, okay, well, if I sell packages, I have some guaranteed income as well and more guaranteed results for the clients. So I did like these, small packages to start with. And I did some massage packages as well, like this. And it was, improving. And then I was like, okay, well, that's good. I've got a few lumps in of money so that I could sort of relax a little bit and not worry if just booking them in, making sure obviously they're using their appointments. And then I started to spend all my time to think about how I could then create and build my business. So it was kind of, it's moving this way. So what I did while I had more headspace, because that made me relax so I could have more headspace, I then started to think about how I could do some online training and packages. And then I started to shift my money mindset around this as well, because I was like, that really needs to shift. And then I added the online set. So I've got a few online study programs, but I then started to add them to my big packages, my coaching packages. And then I went into coaching. So I was like, okay, well, if I'm doing coaching and you do coaching packages for people, they pay a higher premium price because they're buying transformation. Yeah. And then I started to advertise it as transformation as opposed to healing. I'm still doing healing, but I don't do it all the time, but I still do it. But I'm doing coaching really. So I always say coaching. I learned then all about my client avatar, my ideal client, their pain and their needs, because before it was more like random. They would come and they'll have sessions for whatever. And then now I was like, no, I want to work with these people. These are my 5-star clients. These are the people I love working with. And I learned all about what they needed and what their pain was and what they actually needed help with. And what I found out was a lot about finding your soul map, not working so hard, realizing your dreams and your success. So really, my client is a copy of me. Yeah. And that's what you could think as well. Your client is often a copy of you, who you were a few years ago. It doesn't always is like this, but very, very, very similar. I learned a lot about marketing and copy to communicate with my clients and to help them through by giving the opportunities for the programs and the transformation. And I got over my fear of selling. Because before I was going, oh, well, I can't really approach anyone like this. And there is a magic, obviously there's a magic to this, because I don't sell. I don't believe in selling, I actually believe in serving. So there's a massive mindset around that needs to shift. And, there's a ways of getting over that really quickly, which I teach my clients. And I was on a roll. So it was all going good, very good. So how it used to be, so it was £50 or £60 an hour, depending on what was going on. Less for kids. I used to do kids for £30, £40. I don't do that anymore. They're the same price. Like if they want a part of their mum and dad's package, that's what they can have. And I'll just include it, take off the time basically. So no difference. I was really busy, but I had no time to build my business. And often I said to you 10 hours a week of sessions. Sometimes I had 20 hours of sessions, but that's 40 hours. There was no time to breathe or to do anything with anything else then, because it's tiring to hold other people's energy. So if I had a busy week, I had more money, but I definitely had no energy and to build anything. And at the time I couldn't see another business model. I didn't know what to do really. And I was never able to earn like big bucks. So I could go to the Maldives and things like that. We did go to the Maldives, but at the time, you can't do that on £10 an hour. It's going to be very tricky. And I want to go to places. I love traveling. I want to go to magical places. And maybe not right now because there's no airplanes, but once a year you can go to an absolute magical place or more, 2 or 3. But now I'm worried about emission actually because of the world state. But yeah, there's a lot of things that you could do with earning more money. So the new path gave me, I could earn more and do less and have more free time and create more trainings and products, which is actually ultimately going to create more impact. Because if I just work one-on-one like this for £10 an hour, not like this, but as a, then I have nothing else to offer, I can only transform one person at a time per hour. Whilst if I do online stuff, I can reach thousands, millions, and over time, billions. Like, there's no limitation to it really. So actually, if you want impact, this is the way. More freedom, so I could do more around the kids and, have more holiday, more time off. And also, it requires to build a business and set up the systems and hire someone else to help you. You need to pay them. And you can't pay them on £10 an hour. You've got to be earning a lot more per hour so you can pay them 20, 30, 40 pound an hour, whatever it is they want from you, because you need to hire experts to help you. And then obviously a platform to continue building the business, which is what I'm doing now. So I've got everything in Kajabi and all the lovely trainings and everything inside the training portal, which is amazing. And actually then create a legacy in my own way, the way I wanted to have it, the way I wanted this big impact. And, for example, if, not that I'm going to do that now, but a live event, if I wanted to put on a live event in London to bring my own people there, if it's in a proper place where they do it, as a proper place, it's 10K. It's 10K to bring it on. And you can't do that on £10 an hour. So it depends on your dream, No, not everyone wants to do live events, and I've been doing some speaking and stuff, and I do like the speaking. I love doing that. But I'm just saying that if I want to put an event on, the business has to support that. Obviously, you have tickets, people buying tickets to the event, but again, it's got to just cover the, it's got to at least cover the cost. But you're doing events really to increase visibility and impact. I mean, that's why you do it. So, and sort of it's like a lead funnel into your business and reaching more people and connecting with them really live. So I'm just sort of giving you that example. Obviously, you can go to other people's stages and speak there, not paid 10K, but the freedom of building is there if you put all the things into place. So once you follow this, or you may not want to do all of that, but if you want to do all of that, if you do it, you will feel accomplished and fulfilled. And this is what it makes me feel. So when I know that I'm reaching more people and that having more impact, and more people are having more results and feeling better about themselves and their lives and having, impact themselves, well, that is my life purpose. So then I feel good, right? But if I don't do that, I feel unfulfilled. So depending on what your life purpose is and what your calling is, that is what's going to make you feel fulfilled. And that's very important in this. So you will then have 100% confidence that you can create exactly what it is you see your heart. And I do. Some days I think it goes a bit slowly, especially when there's a virus around, but it is what it is, you've got to relax. But yeah, there's nothing there stopping. Everything is in alignment. It's going to happen. It's no problem. I'm very happy, and it's good. You will also increase your earnings every month and have more lovely holidays, more time off, more restaurant meals, lovely things when the restaurants are opening and still. Have more luxury in your life, have more massages, more pedicure, more champagne, all those lovely things. Treat your kids, go on holidays, just have a lovely time. Amazing. And you need to put your attention on 5-star soul clients. So clients that will do the work, clients that are committed, clients that are happy to invest in themselves, clients that like, growth. They realize this is the only way. They stretch themselves to make the investments, or they may have already the investment, whatever, because that's your soul client. The ones that don't want to do the work, and the ones that complain, and victims, and scratch around for, not valuing themselves, really not loving themselves, and not seeing themselves as valuable enough to invest, they are also not 5-star clients because they don't feel good enough about themselves to make the investment. So 5-star client policy, absolutely. And oh, sorry, you will have a forever formula to sell high class packages. And I say high class because I believe in class, and I believe in high quality and high transformation. I believe in things that they should be very good value for money. And if you're paying good money for something you use, you should get amazing results. So quality, I do believe in quality a lot. So high class packages. Very thought through and very transformative for the client, very important to deliver. That was how to monetize your soul work without the overwhelm. So although the packages, I didn't go through what packages does because there's so many ways you could do packages. I'll talk to you about it a little bit. So you could have one-on-one coaching packages. That is 4 weeks or three months or something, and it's then a package price, and you decide what's going to be in that package. You have the group coaching, that is like your second stage of coaching, if you like, or experience. You don't have to be coached to do that. I have Nora does it with the website creations. She's got groups for her to create websites. So you can apply, if you teach people to do photography, or you're a VA, or you could have group calls for clients to do certain things that they need to learn. I'm just sort of picking it on top of my head. So groups, and then obviously you have live events, online events, retreats. That's like another thing that you could consider, retreats that are higher ticket somewhere. You obviously start out somewhere first, try out, see what works, what doesn't work, and then you kind of bring it up to maybe another place. I was going to do one in the Mauritius this year, and I didn't plan it. Like I was invited to do it, but I've just felt, this was before the coronavirus, but I was like, no, I'm not going to do it this year. I'm going to do it 2021. So yes, so I probably will do a retreat in 2021 in Mauritius, but it's not set in stone. But yes, so you can do different things that is going to help your business to monetize your genius zone. And when I say whatever you're good at, look, I just want to reassure you here, you don't have to have 200 qualifications to bring out a package. You just need to be creative. All right. And this is what I help my clients with, because I was the perpetuate student thinking that I needed 200 qualifications to be worthy enough to do this type of stuff. An absolute full of nonsense stuff, that is. You need, obviously, you need some qualifications, you need some knowledge, obviously, and have some experience is obviously also good, but you can still take your clients through journeys. Get your case, even if you're new, get your case studies done, and then get in and just start doing it this way instead of single. You don't want to do single sessions. Yeah, you do packages. So yeah, totally doable. Just gotta be creative. Now, again, imagine yourself connecting deeply with your soul essence so you can embody your mission fully and radiate that through your business, making more money than you ever made before. And you can rise and have the impact that you want, and rise into the original leader that you were born to be. Because you are. It's your turn. It's your turn, I promise you. So today I showed you that you have all the resources within you. You just need to be shown and remember how to access them. There's nothing wrong with you. You're perfectly fine. Just need a bit of guidance, a bit of tools, and you're off. Your life and your business up to now is a series of events that can be changed into a new story, because I did it. I changed my story. I was drifting, and there's no drifting now. It's very focused, manifestation. And we talked about unlocking your soul work with sacred numerology, and you showed my own example, how I was disempowered, how I wanted to hide, that I didn't believe I could be a spiritual teacher, etc., etc. And I'm doing the absolute opposite, basically ignoring that and doing that, but with the help of everything that I was taught and supported with, and how to stay on top of your game without burning out. So the self-care and allowing different ways of thinking and emotion feeling about yourself to allow more flow to come into your life, because that is actually the new way. And there's no hard work anymore. It can be focused, but it's a little bit different. And then how to monetize your soul work without overwhelm, because you can see now how single sessions is not really going to work for you. And that's really important to get into packages, whatever they look like. They don't have to be, it's so many ways you can do it, amazing ways. And it's so fun, you can create something really amazing. It's so fun. And then sell it this way and get very good at selling. That's the thing. Serving. So do you think this could work for you? That if you follow this, what I showed you, you understand what's blocking you, you get out of your own way, you realize that you can do it in flow, you don't have to overwork, and you can create some other like packages instead of single sessions in your business, and look at how it's going to look, over time. Build a really profitable business. Do you actually think that you could be successful if you did it? That's my question to you. So, have you enjoyed working with me today? I hope you have. I picked some pictures here because I believe this is what life is all about. Being on the beach, being on the grass, walking in the meadow, having a balloon in your hand, having fun, playing the rain. Because that's the kind of feelings that I like to associate life with, really. And doing that while I'm living my fullest purpose, right? Why not? So you have two choices right now. Well, obviously the yellow one is happy. He's going, yeah, I'm going to find out my soul map and everything. I am looking for soul clients always. At the moment, I only have 2 spots available for one-on-one coaching, but the group program is open. But I am, I am looking in the sense that I have availability, but it will be for people who have a big vision in their heart to have massive impact. Yeah. So people who really want to make a change, just like I did, and very, very passionate about what they do, of course. And so I have set aside some time. So if you want to talk about this for the next few days, we can have a conversation about your dream, your goal, what it is you hold in your heart that that you want to create, because we all have different dreams. Your dream is not going to be like mine, it's going to be something else. But it's very important that sometimes you just need to air that with somebody and actually say, yeah, there it is, this is what I want to do, right? Or go deep into it. You probably have an idea, but go deep. So yeah. And what would happen is that we would have a chat, 45 minutes. We do an energy assessment call, map out the action plan for you that you can start implementing the golden path and energetic mastery in your life and business, and unlock your soul work, whatever that looks like, and start making a ton of, get onto the path and start making a ton of money doing what you love, and be in the rain dancing more than in front of the computer or stressing about money or something. Be in the meadow more often, relax. So who's it for? Well, again, you can be new or established. You're a coach, a healer, a visionary, a leader, a rising leader. You don't know 100% what it's going to look like for you just yet. You may be overwhelmed, you may have been burnt out, and you're not making the money that you want to make right now. It is for you, this call. So it's not for people who wants to be rescued or looked outside for them for results. It's not for people who are gathering information and wants a free call either. To look, it's okay to have the call, but You know, I have some of my people in my community, they get all the freebies all the time, and like 4 years later they're still asking for the freebies, and they're still in the position that they were 4 years ago. So like, you know, if you're in this information gathering mode, and that's what you know, that's what you want, then don't, it's not for you, this call. All right. People who believe that the next golden object is like there, because the golden object is you. It's not there, it's you. The golden object is you. And people are not ready to own all their shadows and all their light, because the entrepreneurial journey is not just about getting out your own way. It's a load of crap that comes out that you've got to just go, right, okay, I've got to clear this. This is not so good. You might feel a bit icky because you're not feeling so good, because you're clearing the detox, you know, detoxing. But that's much better temporarily to have a little bit of that, and then, you know, fly high. So sometimes you just got to, well, you've got to be prepared to do that as well. So if you, so if you're not into healing stuff, then it's not for you, really. So on the call, we go deeper into your business and your life, your goals, and we get absolute clarity how to reach them fast, and you get an exact strategy to make it happen. So I will give you the strategy there and then on the call, what it is you need to do. So you'll have a roadmap after we're finished. And if you want me to help you, then I can say, yeah, you can choose one of these programs with me. If you don't want any help, then I'll be like, fine, I really hope you follow the roadmap. And that's that. That's it. Now, if we did, yes. So if we decide, sorry, I was looking at that. If you would decide to go, yeah, I do want to do this work and I want to get it done and I want to, you know, achieve energetic mastery, then we will design the program exactly around what it is you want to do. So it will be designed to you, whether it's in a group environment, whether it's in a single environment, whatever it is, we will design so that you will get the results of what it is you see in your heart. So we're working towards those results. Sometimes it takes a bit longer than you want it to take. Sometimes it happens really rapidly. So it's just basically having that vision, knowing what it is we're working towards, which is really important. So we'd absolutely do that. So in case you're wondering, I'm leaving the spots open for this for like the next week. And especially this, because this is a longer appointment. So normally I give people a shorter appointment to have a clarity call or like a connect call. But this longer appointment, which is 45 minutes, is not going to be, you know, it's not available for that long. Again, I just want to talk about Ran. She had an amazing time, obviously. Just want to share her story. She was able to get out of her own head and stop the stressing and frustration and the hard work. Actually, she was allowing more flow and connection and following her guidance, which was gold. Much more confident and self-belief, creating much more traction in her business and everything. Again, increased focus and productivity, because she's just got so much done while we were working. She was signing up some clients through the membership site that she was building. I don't know how she's doing right now, but at the time, you know, we did a lot of strategies to get her more clients. She released a damaging working relationship which held her back. So it was really important she had to let go of that so she could move forward. And it was very, very powerful. So, feeling on her way, really on her way. And this is just I mean, you might even be watching this, the lovely Inetste, a lovely young new lady who I had a little time with. And she, you know, obviously feel this way. I do feel that there's a lot of people, not younger, but, you know, in their sort of 30s, that have so much soul power and so much, you know, alignment in them, and they just move so fast. It's incredible. Even younger than that, in the 20s as well. So there's a lot available for these young, you know, trailblazers, as I call them. And I think she's one of them. yeah, just little nice note here from a lovely lady I know in Sweden. She's amazing, and obviously she's got some nice things to say. Some of them have attended my taster workshops and things like that, so not everyone's gone through like 6 months, but a few weeks or shorter to have a trial. So what I want to say is that the first people that apply and actually book the call from now, this minute, will give you a free mini reading of your soul contract, which is the numbers, you know, the numbers that you saw. So I will tell you your soul map. So the first people, so first come, first serve basis. So when the 5 is up, the 5 is up, basically. And that's it. Now somebody wants to say something, I think. Let's go over here. I think we go, oh, I'm not sure what's happening here. Hang on, sorry. So the way to do it is to go to this link. I will, I will drop that link in the Zoom link, and I will drop it also in the call, but it's basically the energy assessment call, or just drop me a message if you want this link to book this call, and I will give it to you. First people that apply will get a gift from me. So that was me for today. I think I'm going to stop sharing now, and then I'm going to check in with the Q&A, what was happening with the people in the Zoom. So yeah, so go ahead and do that now and book your appointment. I don't have any space tomorrow. Sharon, I'm just looking for the, okay, so the name of the book is Your Soul Contract Decoded. So I'll drop that there, Your Soul Contract Decoded. Maybe somebody in Facebook wants to know that as well. I'll drop that now. Let me go in the Facebook one to make sure that people, oh, I'm going to stop this now. I think I've stopped sharing now. Okay, there we are. There is the, so the soul contract. Sorry, I'm trying to drop the same thing there. So it's called Your Soul Contract Decoded. That is the name. And you can find it on Amazon. So I'm just trying to, I don't think it's working very well with the Facebook thing because I'm sharing. Yeah, I'm doing that there. Your Soul Contract Decoded, that's the name of the book. You can find it on Amazon. The code for booking the call, I'm going to drop now. All right, so any questions, just drop them to me in the chat box, or just send me a message, email, you know, you can email me. That's it. Send me a message if you have any questions. And I hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you all soon. I wish you a wonderful evening, 10 to 6. Ooh, 2 hours then almost. That's you done well. Thank you so much for hanging in there. You know, it's quite a long one. And I'll see you on the call, right? Have a wonderful evening. I'll see you tomorrow probably in the group. And I thank you so much for attending. I really loved teaching you this stuff. See you soon. Bye. Bye. Oh, I need to drop the code. Hang on. Actually, before I go, sorry. This is me and the tech, right? I need to get you the code of the Bitly code so that you can copy and paste that for your booking the call. I'm going to do that now before I go. So if you want to have that link. There, energy assessment call. Sorry, bear with me. I am sorry. I am sorry for not being faster than this. Right, I'll leave you there to copy and paste that if you want to have that. Okay. And while you copy and paste that, I'm going to go onto the Facebook and I copy and paste that there. That's it. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. And I loved teaching you this. I really hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you very, very soon. Bye, guys. Bye now. Bye. So we copied it all. See you soon.